character here. And like, so literally, that's weird. Why is it black for you? Because that's not even the fog of war doing it. But I'll delete it.
Log back in.
There it goes.
Okay.
Can you re-add it? Stuff we haven't found yet?
Yeah. I forgot it does. I hate it. Hold on. I gotta rotate my camera the proper way, otherwise it does that thing.
So this one's dead.
Yes, that one
I
died.
killed that one.
Yes.
God damn it.
I helped.
Give me just a second, because I do need to see if I.
Yep.
There we go.
Alright, so there's that.
Just gotta wait for Addie to do her thing.
Yep. I'm already live because I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured. You were saying something about a recap over there, so. Fair. It's into Oh, your character sheet?
I can use your phone.
You can use it. We need to clean the bathroom. Okay. I know.
That's posted.
That way we could find it. Okay. She's got her thing pulled up. So on and so forth. So. Okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember the order. All I know is.
I say we just re-roll the order, in my opinion.
Yeah, let's go ahead and just re-roll. That way
I know it.
You know it?
I do.
Okay.
It was that little goblin, me, no, Brandon, Keith, me, little goblin, no, little goblin, me, Anna, big goblin. But the little goblin in front of me is dead. The little goblin here is dead. So it is you, him, dead, obviously. Me, her, him.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna try to remember that, but here we go.
I have weirdly photographic memory when it comes to stuff like this. I've got great long-term memory.
I will not complain because I sat there after I saved it and was like, I should have wrote numbers next to these fucks.
Hey, buddy boy.
Or something.
I did message you on Discord, correct? I really hope that was you, though. Oh, sorry.
No, he's talking to his chat.
Hold on. I'll just mute myself for a minute.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
While he does that, I gotta use the bathroom just real fast. And then I will also
You are 6 minutes late, mister.
Me?
I'll put in
Oh, I totally forgot. My mic is fucking muted. Anyways, yeah, thank you, man. Love your face.
Wow, we're all ready and he disappeared.
I know.
It's okay. It gives us a moment to kind of talk about what happened. Also, were you telling me that I was 6 minutes late?
No.
Oh, were you talking to John?
No, I was talking to Ace
Oh.
because it was funny.
Gotcha. Which, by the way, John is in my chat.
Hi. Wow.
Sweet. Thank you, man.
Boop, boop, boop.
I have other ones I want to
So-
post too, but at the same time, I don't necessarily care.
So.
Hold on.
So,
Just a recap. Does anybody else want to do a recap?
babe,
of
your
character?
mic is muted.
I think she was gonna go do.
I think she's on the phone.
Yep.
I hear her talking in the other room. Oh.
Not what I want. Do, do, do.
So yeah, anyone that is possibly watching, and that was possibly here on the last one, or they weren't before.
Okay,
Oh
then.
shoot.
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't change my.
So right now we are being led through the forest by Zatch, who is basically Hades' informant. We got through one small battle and then immediately into another one. Keith, my character, attempted to talk to the goblins that are around to try and get them to, stand the fuck down, and he rolled terribly. And now we're in a fight. My character currently has lost 3 hit points. I do not, for the life of me, remember what the order is. Ace, I think, hopefully wrote it down. Aspen has it written down somewhere. But, yes. That is currently where we are. Seems like a good recap, right?
Wish I could size the game down.
One more time?
I'm talking to myself.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna go get my apple vape.
Oh, bye-bye. I'll sit here and try my best to entertain while we all wait.
Yeah, we're kind of waiting for Ace right now, so I just had to go in the other room and grab my vape. I ran out of vape juice yesterday. And since I don't really smoke when I'm at home, I've been trying to use vapes to try and, wing myself off cigarettes. I stopped by the store, Aspen wanted me to pick her up some pods for her vape. They were out of her pods, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grab a Geek Bar. This is a really good one. It's sour apple ice. To me, it tastes just like a sour apple Jolly Rancher. Very tasty. I'm enjoying streaming without a face cam, honestly, because I don't have to worry about how I fucking look. It was nice seeing Candy earlier.
What? You've been around it forever.
It's been what?
As you say, we haven't
Anyway.
seen her forever.
We haven't
Yeah.
seen Reading forever. You're right.
It was very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gave a quick little recap of everything that happened in the last session.
Cool. Okay. So I was gonna ask if anyone wanted to do that if they remembered. So that worked.
I figured since we were waiting, and me and Addie are already streaming, I figured, might as well just fucking do it really quick.
Yeah, I did a character cap.
My bad. All right. So
Hold on, we don't have Aspen.
what I've Aspen. That's fine.
I really wish I took a dual class for my character.
Just realized something, and it's really funny. I don't know how I did it, but to the left of the board, you can see something. I don't know if I did it.
Sorry about that, guys.
You talking about this little guy here?
Yeah. Yeah, this little dude. You know?
They're in the trees!
I don't know when he got there. I don't remember him being there.
Know that I clearly love all of you more because my mom just offered to pay for me to go see Deadpool and Wolverine with my brother.
Oh,
You're lucky.
You're lucky.
Clearly.
D&D is more important. We can watch that when it comes out.
Mm-hmm. So.
Is it more important?
No, because it's my brother's birthday on last Wednesday. So.
Got it.
Oh, was this like his little birthday gift from your parents?
That's for my brother, yeah.
Hmm.
But
Right.
it's okay. It's okay.
It's Kaylin's birthday, right?
Your parents okay?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Recap.
Already did.
Say you already did it.
Jesus, I'm
I
fine.
know.
I already did for my character too.
Wow, there's 2 goblins in trees. What the fuck?
Wait, where's the second one?
Right to the left of him. right over here.
They're in the I think they should stay there. That's canon now.
Okay, they can stay there. I don't know if they'll do anything, but they'll stay there.
Okay, so.
So we're in the midst of combat, of course, like before. And I know it's Zach's turn first. So I'm gonna go ahead. So let's see. I'm gonna roll the hit real fast. He definitely hits. That's awesome. So he turns to the goblin behind him. I think that's the one he was attacking to begin with, so I don't know if he does turn or not. But I'm gonna say he does. So, and the jaw unhinges, the mask undoes, and then he goes and bites down. Roll 4. Cool. Okay, So, I'm gonna have Addie go ahead and roll a perception check, and can't remember her name. Oh no!
Why'd you call her Addie?
Fuck! Because you did
Anna.
Anna.
It's
Zara.
Anna.
Both of
and
you, I
Zara.
need you to roll a perception.
That's
Sadly, your turn this way.
16.
Okay.
I forget.
Only got a 20, so it doesn't matter what you add.
Yeah.
So
Welcome.
Zach bites down. You see the wounds on his arms slowly start to close up.
Have you been?
Okay, so this goblin. Okay, so
It's the fairies, I tell you. It's the fairies.
No, man, that's still kind of gross. You don't know where he was. Why you biting him?
Okay, I have my music a little bit too loud. I need to turn that
Okay.
down.
Now,
Nope.
So you gotta
Come on, pop back up.
My mic stand, the arm for it broke, so my microphone's now sitting on my desk. So if I
No, so they're lower now.
Oh God,
To turn you up.
I gotta.
I don't have any issues with it.
Okay.
I gotta turn.
Let's see.
Okay.
It's not turn, and now it's going to be Keith's turn, or is it this goblin? This one.
It's the goblin in front of
This one.
Keith.
This one.
This one for, and then this one.
This one, then this one. Okay.
Oh wait, no,
It's the one in
it
front
was
of Keith.
this one, and then this one. Yeah, so it's the one in
Yeah.
front of Keith, and then it's Keith.
Okay.
Yep.
So this one.
No, this one.
This one in
is
front of
dead,
Keith.
One first.
and this one in front of Keith, and then Keith, and then me.
Okay.
Because this one's dead.
You don't need to include the ones that are dead.
This guy goes
Okay.
next.
Guy goes next. Okay. So he's gonna.
Oh,
Go
wait,
ahead
what's
and-
the rotation of turns for the dead ones?
They're dead.
Let's see.
Which rolled 10. So I already know he misses. Based on what you were saying before. So he readies the dagger, is about to start swinging, and whiffs. Whiffs right by you.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
Now,
with my armor actually being equipped, my armor class is now 14.
good to know. Thank you. So I'll probably ask you every time what your AC is. I just remembered it. Okay, so now it is Brandon's turn.
All right. So obviously he's going to attack this little fucker.
Yep.
So we're gonna roll a 12.
Without adding anything, you hit. So
I hit.
Yeah.
All right. I believe I'm able to attack with both. Yes.
Double action.
I am going to attack with both my daggers, trying to go straight into his chest.
go ahead and roll.
So this is the first one.
4.
4 plus 3, 7. And a 4. 4 to 7, that is 11 total.
Cool. Bleh.
Yay! You, bleh. Alright,
as
that-
your daggers, where were you? Just trying to hit him in the chest. So
Yeah.
you get right in between both of his ribs, and you
Ooh.
can tell you punctured both of his lungs, and he just falls over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm terrified of this little fucker over here.
It was his, but now he's dead, so now it is Czar's turn.
She's just gonna run up. Come on. Gonna run up and smack this guy with a
Barehanded or okay.
with a dagger this
With the
time.
dagger this time.
With a dagger this
Sure.
time.
Alright. Roll a d20.
8 plus 6.
God, that was funny last time. You literally just ran up. You're just like, stop it.
So go ahead and roll your d4 for damage.
3 plus 4.
Lola, are you enjoying your toy?
7. Okay.
7 piercing, if that matters.
It does, but doesn't.
She's
certain
gonna use a
enemies are gonna have
bonus.
and stuff like
to-
that. You won't know that.
She wants to use a bonus action as well. She strikes with one and then slashes a bonus with her other one.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20 for the bonus one.
10, 16.
Okay. So that one hits as well. So go ahead and roll damage dice for that.
7 again.
Alright.
So 14.
14. So that one definitely falls over. He's definitely dead.
They're not that strong. You can just stab them a little bit. You don't have to eat them.
I don't know if he can really.
The goblin goes to like block with his arm, and your dagger just goes right through it, cutting his arm off.
Fuck.
The other one goes through his upper rib cage, bursting one of his lungs, and he just falls over. He's bleeding out on the ground now.
Yeah, not very strong. Just stab them a little bit.
So now it's going to be
My turn.
Anna's.
Anna's turn.
Anna's. I hate how you did that. I hate it. Because there's Addie, Anna, Anna, and I'm gonna fucking lose it.
Alright. So she's gonna stay right there
Okay.
and take aim at the one.
Yeah, welcome,
is the
Phoenix.
one
How
in
you
front
doing?
of Zach dead or dying?
Neither. He is still standing.
Neither. Okay.
He's
She's
got a
gonna-
chunk missing out of him, but that's it.
She's gonna take aim at the one standing in front of Zach.
So go ahead and roll a d20. It's 9 plus.
Plus.
So you hit. So now you need to roll damage dice, which is
I have a 1d3 piercing for my long.
what?
What? I don't understand what I'm talking about, and I just.
Okay, hold on. Let me come over to you.
Yes, this motherfucker.
Because I gotta figure out what dice were.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They had an update on what was it, Stream Elements?
1d8.
There you go.
I don't know which one it was, and they kind of rearranged all the shit that gets modded.
So 2 damage
So
plus.
it doesn't bother me at all. I have no restrictions on anything that gets said in here. Well, to an extent.
It's gonna be underneath your weapon, and it's gonna be on the far right side. It'll tell you what to add.
Huh?
So
You're saying a lot of words that I don't
know.
understand.
So
We are doing D&D night.
Free.
How you doing, Jay?
So you did 5.
If you hear any random squeaks in the background, my dog is playing with her toy.
Okay. So you did 5 damage to this one. So the arrow hits him right, like, in the ear. And he is also down. big boy's turn. And I need the D6. Remember the damage type correctly. So he needs to roll because he's going to be swinging that big axe around. Luckily, he misses, so his axe just gets. He raises it up above his head, swings down. Zotch just moves out of the way, and the axe goes in the ground. Now it's going to be Little Dude's turn, who's going to run over here and then attack Zara with his dagger,
No.
which he
15.
rolled a 17.
Ah, he hits.
He only does 2 damage, so he strikes you, and it ever so like goes into your forearm as you're like trying to dodge away from it.
Oh, are they quiet? Okay, let me turn that up a little bit.
Go back to Zotch, I believe.
Is this any
Can
better?
I do an opportunity attack as a reaction?
Opportunity attacks. What those is, let's say that goblin gets scared, right? Let's say he
Yeah.
gets fear as a status effect put on him, and he tries to run away from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's when opportunity attacks come in because he's leaving the
Okay.
protected space around you.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, let's say he like tries to move back here because he wants to move away from you.
Mhm.
When he's doing that, your character will get an opportunity to attack.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's how opportunities attack work. Because it also works. Let's say if like the big guy wanted to move back as well, I'd be able to do the same. As long as they try to disengage, without actually disengaging, because there is, I believe, an action that does disengage, and certain abilities, so on and so forth, do that as well. Then they can move away, and it would be fine. But as long as they don't do that, then it's a free hit. Or
Gotcha.
not free hit, but you have a chance to hit.
Just a quick question.
You may have a quick answer.
I know when we left off last time, we were only in forest about 20 minutes.
Yes.
How long would we be in the forest?
Like 21 minutes. These turns are seconds.
I
The
just
music's
wanted
not
to
too
make
loud,
sure.
is it?
Yeah, no, you're good.
I just want to make sure it's not over drowning them. Because for me, I can hear them perfectly fine, but
some of these fucks, and they're like, where for some reason, when it finds the war for you guys, it does it to me as well, and I'm like, why is it? Anyway, so a little annoying. But these guys are also.
They like hear the sound and come up.
Yeah, you hear more rustling coming from a direction. You can't really tell because this clearing is the only clearing that there is, and then there's just dense forest around it. So it's very hard to see through it. But okay, now it is Zotch's turn, and he's going to look at the big guy behind him, and you see 2 more tails pop out, so now he has 4 out, and they 2 on right, left, and 2 on the right side, and he puts them to a point. They spiral into a point. I was trying to figure out how I want to describe that, and then both of them go for a jab at the big. Okay, so one of them hits, and the other one hits as well. Okay. So now, roll for damage. 5, and 7. So he hits it for 15. So one tail goes in from underneath while the other one goes above, and the one above hits him in the left shoulder, and the one below hits him in the ribs on the right side. As that happens, like, Zach hits, but then when he pulls out, it didn't puncture the big dude's skin. Miraculously, because you guys have only seen his tails, like, pierce right through things. So this time it does not do that.
Hmm.
And now it is.
It's my turn.
Sir. Yep.
Alright. Well, Keith is gonna run up behind him. Run up behind the big dude. And I'm going to attempt to lunge at him and stick the daggers into his back to try and hold him in place.
Okay.
So-
Go ahead and roll a d20s to hit.
Oh, fuck yeah!
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll for the second dagger as well,
Alright.
just to see if they both hit. Yeah.
13. That's initiative. Right?
No, plus
No?
it's the hit DC.
It's right next to your weapon. You can see that you have a dagger, and then it'll show like
Plus
hit
5.
DC
So,
plus-
18.
so plus- yeah, that hit. So both of them hit. So go ahead and roll the damage dice for both of them.
It's the first one. 2 plus 3, 5, and 5. So,
we're
10.
doubling the first one because you did hit a 20, and that counts as a crit. So 10
That's
damage for the first one,
so 15 altogether.
15 altogether. So you get up there and you stab him like in the lower shoulders, and the knives just barely go in, and you are now at that position. So
Ooh, this
They-
is a
barely go in.
this is technically a grapple, wouldn't it be?
Yes, because you dignified in the that you would be trying to hold him in place.
Mm-hmm. Alright, which gives me a +1 to strength mod.
Yep.
So I guess I should roll to see how well I hold him in place, right?
Yeah. And it
Keep an
goes
ear
off
out
of
for
his
your-
strength roll as well, because he has to save against.
So I got an 18 +1 + 1, 20. Nope.
Then you beat him by 1. That's annoying.
Oh, fuck yeah!
So
You ain't going nowhere.
place, and he like tries to move, and he does move, but then you're able to just like re-put him in place. But it is taking quite a bit of your strength in order to do so.
Mm-hmm. Because he's like twice the size of me.
Yeah. Okay, so now we go to
The goblin.
little dude. Yep. Little dude's gonna strike.
No, it's my turn, isn't it?
Isn't it? Oh
No,
yeah,
it's-
no, you're right. It is ours turn. And then that, and then he goes, because then that one.
Uh-huh.
You're right. Thank you for clarifying. So now it's ours turn. What do you do?
So I'm just gonna try to like double stab with both my daggers at him. Like, ouch.
Okay, so go ahead and
I'll go with the
roll
dogs out really quick.
Oh, 8 plus 6, so that's. She's outside. 8 plus 6, 13,
14.
14.
Okay, yeah, you hit
And
the one,
12.
and you just barely hit with the other one.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and roll the
5 and 7.
So you stab. Do you want to tell me where you stab him, or should I?
No, go for it.
So you use your right dagger and you stab forward real fast, and you get him right in the eye. On his.
Hold up.
left
I
side.
am 2'9".
Goblins aren't that much taller than you.
Great. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, so the goblins are like 3 foot.
Okay.
3 foot and a half. They're not that big. They're not like gigantic. They're about your size.
We just have to clarify because I'm
Yeah,
short.
yeah.
Go
Even if
ahead.
you had to like flip the dagger backwards and like karate strike basically him with it, that worked too. But yeah, goblins are not much bigger than you.
No, the only thing on the field that's bigger than us is the hobgoblin. It's only by a few inches of me.
The hobgoblins are a little bit bigger.
Are they like 7 feet?
Yeah, they can be up to 7 feet.
Okay, go ahead.
So then the other one, the goblin goes to protect him, and you stab him right in the wrist, and it just pierces all the way through, and his hand's barely like on, and then falls over, and he's down for the count.
Yeah.
You still have your movement if you want to take it.
No. I don't think I will.
Okay.
I'll just kind of turn and face them and just watch what's going on. See if they need help.
So go ahead, and now it is
Mine.
Anna's.
Alrighty. Anna is going to take sight at Hobgoblin
Okay.
and draw up an arrow.
Oh, please don't miss.
Go ahead and roll the d20.
Is that a... Oh, a 10.
15.
What was the number?
15.
15. Okay, you do hit. Go ahead and roll.
Wait.
Yep. 6 plus your 3.
9.
Yeah. So you hit him for 9. So you knock back the arrow and you let loose, and you hit him right in the elbow, on his left side, and it bounces, so it doesn't stick in. But you definitely, like, he's sitting there, and it's very noticed. Like, he looked down at it in pain, but it did not pierce him. So now it is Big Dude's turn, I think. Which at this point, he is going to try to get out of the strength hold that
Keith has him
Joe
in.
has him in.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so he has a 10 there, so go ahead. Oh, well. What is
3.
your strength? Yeah, okay. So,
yeah.
as your daggers are sitting there, you could feel them loosen, and he tenses his back muscles, and they pop out, and then he just stands all the way back up again.
Fuck.
And then he's going to actually turn around,
He's pissed.
and he's going to try to strike you with his axe. Roll that, and that is that's an 18.
Oh, yeah, he hits.
He hits. Okay.
Oh, please be small. Please be small. Oh, thank God.
7. hits you for 12 damage.
I can't take 12 damage. Yeah, he takes my ass out.
Yeah? I didn't know you had that.
What's 12 minus 7?
5.
5.
Yeah, I'm at -5 health.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna...
So, yeah, you don't have a dying animation.
I don't have a dying animation. I need to make a saving throw, don't I?
Not current. I mean, let me think about. Yeah, go right ahead. Go ahead and do one. Go ahead and
Hold
roll
on,
a
let me-
D20.
Let me just put myself in damage really quick. Okay.
You've made him very angry.
Oh yeah, that's fair. What is... Which one is the save throws again?
I know it's a D20.
Alright. Ability save senses, so... I think it's Constitution, isn't it?
It is.
Okay. 5.
Yeah, so you failed that one, so you have one failed.
Okay.
Okay.
I can heal wounds. I just have to touch you.
Yeah, you need to get your ass over here. Oh, I don't know if that's going to be applicable.
So as all that happens, 2 more goblins come out of the forest, or just like the edge of it, and you can see 2 of them.
Crap, there's way more of them than there are of us, guys.
I'm not able to drink my potion that's in my bag, am I?
No, not when you're down.
True. So I was like, oh, I do have weight, can't I? But no, I don't think I can.
So whose turn is it then?
It's yours.
Yep.
It's ours.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought that was his turn though.
Yeah. Now.
My
since
turn
he-
was the save throw.
Yeah, his turn was the save throw.
But you
Oh
didn't
wait, yeah,
throw.
Notch's turn now. I think you're right, because it was just the big guy's turn.
Yeah. Although, we could have them moving in as their turn, so yeah, then it would be your turn, start of the roto.
He is squishy.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, hi, Lola.
So you hear a lot more rustling from the right side of the forest. Now it's Zonch. Okay. So Zonch sees that happen. And instead of the tails being spiked, he has them rounded now. And he hits or tries to hit the big guy with all 4. Hit. Miss.
Ooh.
And hit. So hits 3. Seven. Okay. So one of them completely whiffs and just goes right by the big guy. The other 3 hit him square in the back
Nope. Sorry.
And the big guy, you could see like it knocks the wind out of him, and he is actually like down on his knee, just kind of sitting there now. Okay, that is Zach's turn, and now it is Zar's turn.
Can't do the same. So yes. I can only run 25 feet, so I don't think I can reach him.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, the goblin's in that position.
I do have
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It would take 7 for you to get up to me.
Yeah, that's 35.
I can move through the space of any creature that is a size larger than me.
Yes.
So,
So
1,
I
2,
could
3,
inhabit
4.
the same space here, but I still wouldn't be touching him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless that would push me through him completely.
Let's see. 5,
Because
10,
would
15,
you?
20, 25.
Yeah, 25 would
That
have you
is-
with.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, it definitely doesn't push you over.
Okay. So I'm gonna run up to Zach
Okay.
and be like, "Hey, just toss me. Just throw me over. Just do it. I can heal him, but you have to throw me. I can't run that far. You need to throw me.
That's the dwarf!
Pass the dwarf. Pass the halfling."
Okay.
And I know he can't do anything now, but that's just
Yeah.
throw me.
Can't do anything right now, but he will keep that in mind for his next. So now it is.
And then wait, I can still
Oh,
I
yep.
can still throw my daggers.
You
'Cause that was just my
can.
movement. So I'm gonna
Or-
throw my daggers.
There is a goblin in range where you don't have to throw.
You think I could just stab him from there?
Well, so you're in this square, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 feet. That's 5 feet. You can attack diagonal. You don't have to be up
Okay.
like in a cross. You can be in a square around it. So you can hit this goblin and the big guy.
Yeah, I'll stab one with each. I'll just kind of like reach out from either side of the tree and just go stab. Stab.
Stab!
Okay, that's funny. I like it. So go ahead
10?
and roll. So 10 total
No, yeah, 10 total for the first roll.
and the first roll's towards which one?
We're gonna do the little one first.
Okay.
I feel like she could take him.
So 10 is just the flat number you got.
I rolled a 4, and it's plus
Okay.
6.
So yeah,
So 10 is the top.
that misses the little one.
Dang it. Okay.
So go ahead and roll
18
forward.
plus 6, so 24.
Okay, so you do hit the big guy. Go ahead and roll damage.
Or 6.
Okay, so your dagger goes about halfway through into the center of his back. And as you did that, you hear, in common, so you can understand it, the hobgoblin scream and just go, "Why is Tree stabbing me?"
Why is Tree stabbing me? Tree have arms. Not good.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's
Yeah.
that does conclude your turn, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now it's Anna's turn.
So Anna sits there and looks between the smaller goblin and the larger goblin. What do I do? I can hit one, or I can hit the other. Will one risk hitting
Just
Zara?
shoot.
The other one will just hit, could possibly hit the hobgoblin. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And then she takes aim at the hobgoblin.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. So go ahead and roll damage dice twice.
4,
4,
3, that's
7.
7.
And then add your plus dice twice.
4, 7, add 6,
15.
that'd be 2 plus 3, 6, that'd be 15.
So the orc, not orc, I call him the orc now. The hobgoblin had turned around to see why the tree was stabbing him, and while he was turning, your arrow goes right through one of his eyes and pierces all the way through.
oh.
Is
Yay! Oh wait, other guy.
And keeps just choking on his own blood on the ground, just.
Well, it was his turn.
Oh, so it'd be mine. Gotta do a saving throw.
It's not yours.
not yours yet. Not yet.
No?
No,
No.
it's
The big guy. It would have been his turn, but he's.
Mm-hmm.
So
Now
now
it's the
we're gonna
surrounding.
do Cool dudes.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
oh shit indeed. Holy stuff, buddy.
Hey guys!
Oh my god, there's so many over there.
I'm only good from a long range. I can't do anything with this guy in front of me.
Can't help you. Trying to save the other one. Okay, just throw me now.
Sorry, I'm way too amused by
Okay,
that.
so then you can see like a large group of goblins coming from the side. So now it is this little goblin's turn. And he's going to strike at Czar with a dagger. He rolled a 14.
Miss.
So his dagger he's ready to stab you, goes for the stab and just whiffs. He is not even on target. And now this goblin is going to attack Anna.
Yes.
Did that help?
Rolled 7. What is your AC?
15.
Alright, so he whiffs as well. So as these
What do you
enemies are
have?
rolling in,
Drop it. No.
Bad.
Bad girl. Oh, you got fluff in your mouth now? That's what you fucking get.
I was like, why is he doing his character was like on the ground, like just talking about something having fluff in the mouth. I'm like, what the fuck? Alright, makes way more sense now. Dog.
No, it was one of our rags. Lola grabbed one out of Aspen's office and was walking around with it in her mouth. It's like covered in dog hair.
Okay.
Okay, so as all these new enemies are rolling in, Zach, you see him, his tails get put away, and he grabs the hobgoblin, and he pulls out a dagger and starts writing something in the hobgoblin.
Hmm? Wait, I didn't make my saving throw. Hold on.
No,
It's not
well,
your
it's not
turn.
your turn yet. Your turn is after Zach.
Oh, so we skipped my last one.
No.
You remember when you went down was going to be your turn.
Oh, right.
You rolled it.
I don't know where we are anymore. Just tell me when.
Hold on. So, Zach finishes writing and plunges the dagger into the hobgoblin, and this bright green energy emits from the hobgoblin.
Did I not fucking called necromancy? Just putting it out there.
In doing so, that one picture of apparently it's Green Arrow from the TV show. I didn't know that when I looked at it the first time. You see a man like hovering over the hobgoblin's corpse, and it's him. It has that facial, and he
That
looks around,
motherfucker.
and you see underneath all the enemies that you guys can see right now, green chains come from the ground, grab a hold of them, and pull them into the earth.
Well, I
The
don't need save
fuck?
now.
Well, thank God. Well, no. That green motherfucker.
Then at that point, Zach falls to the ground. So now Zach is also on. But that
Oh no, lizard man.
that concludes the fighting. There's no more left. Zach is unconscious, and Keith is now bleeding out right now. So that's up. What do you guys do next now that both the guys are on the ground?
I run up to Keith and I touch him and I cast heal wounds.
Okay.
Cure
ahead.
cure wounds.
Yep. Go ahead and roll.
3 plus 1, 4. You get 4 health.
So, as you're sitting there with like an axe wound across your chest, bleeding, she lays on hands, which seals up the wound for the most part, and you're able to breathe again, and you are conscious.
You're muted.
Anna's just gonna run up and look at Zach and go.
He's going to immediately dig through his pocket and pull out that fucking the healing potion and fucking drink it. 4d4 plus 4.
What did she do?
No, wait, what is a normal potion? Is that just a d4? Because this is the potion of healing greater.
So how we're gonna do the potions is you're just gonna take the max heal that it would do. I don't like the whole rolling thing. It never really made sense to me.
Alright, so
you just, because like you're drinking the whole thing, how it only healed 1 health one time and 4 the other.
right.
Makes sense.
Okay, so
Get rid of that and it just heals for the max it would.
So 4.
So 4. Yeah.
so it would be 1d4 plus 1, so
Yep.
or
So it'd be 5.
5. Okay.
So you drink that down, and the wound that was across your chest is fully sealed now, but you're still like exhausted.
Well, of course. Then thank you.
Anna's just sitting here.
So when she goes over to Zach, Zach's eyes are glowing bright green still, and then they slowly fade, and he's able to, like, he gets back up. He goes, "There's the boon for the trip. Let's hope we don't need another."
Thank you, Knight Rider.
Hades grants boons to his reapers, so if they get caught in trouble, he can help them.
What are weepers?
Reapers.
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 I heard weepers. I thought you're not crying. Why are
No.
you weeping?
Can you see I'm weeping?
Sorry.
Alright.
Okay, so looks like loot table is only a 2. So you, anyone wanting to go loot anything?
Yeah. Keith is gonna like pull himself up and just start going through looting everything.
We missed him.
So out of all of the little goblins, you find 2 rusty daggers. So they're not really
Part of the
great
set?
for combat.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Those look like they're part of a set. Part of a set? Those rusty daggers. They're part of a
He
set.
looks up at her, or looks over at her, just holds them out. Just fucking take them.
Just
She takes them.
okay, so now the hobgoblin seems to have something shiny below him.
I don't
Anyone
have
want-
any rusty daggers, so I'm just gonna grab plain daggers.
Yeah, they don't have rusty ones. So just go ahead and grab normal ones, but then like try
It's
to write
easier
down
to see.
or somewhere that you have 2 rusty ones.
Does anybody see that shiny thing?
What are you talking about?
There's something shiny down there. And she
Uh,
points. She points at the hobgoblin.
She's probably talking about those fairies again. Don't mind her. Zara's just shoving the daggers in her backpack.
Alright, Keith is gonna look where she's pointing at and try and see if he can find what she's talking about.
Um, never mind.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if there was something that was found on him, I didn't hear it cut out on your voice.
No, there is. I waited because she said and I turned around.
Okay.
So underneath him, you find a bag of what gold.
Oh, hell yeah.
Shining from underneath him, but also, you find this like metal, like thin metal, like I want to say rectangle, but it has writing on it that you can't understand.
What language is it?
You'd have to look.
Alright, well, how much gold did I find on him?
You'll have to count that out.
Okay.
Right
Well,
now it's just a bag of gold.
I'm gonna grab the gold, set it off to the side for a moment, and then pick up that plate and see if I can't decipher what's on it. Or try and read it.
Are you gonna share what's in that bag with us? We all deserve it too.
Oh, is there gold? I want gold. Gold?
Hold on.
As far as you can tell, it's written in language that you do not know.
So it's not goblin?
No.
Okay. Well, guess I'll hold on to this. Slip it in my back pocket.
Can I see that? Can I see that?
Okay, yeah. I hand it up to Anna. And then I'm gonna grab the bag of gold, open it up, and start counting.
So Anna looks at the plate.
Mm-hmm. What languages do you know?
Common, Elvish, Infernal, Gnomish, and Celestial.
Yeah. It also is completely blank for you. You have no idea what it says.
Sit over. Toss it over. Let me read it.
Anna tosses it over to Zara.
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Druidic, and Halfling.
And you also can.
Nope. Can't read it.
Dang it!
So what about that gold?
Yeah.
Gold?
Yeah.
I killed half those people. I think that I deserve over half.
Hey, I killed half.
We both get half and the boys get nothing. You're right.
Ace, how much is in the bag?
So after concluding, you've sat there and counted for a little bit. It looks like there was 109 gold pieces.
Damn.
Alright. So here's the thing. I have no gear.
59 and 50. She points over at Anna.
I'm gonna hand them each 20 gold pieces and pocket the rest. I need gear when we get into town.
We just left town. We'll find gear on the way. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Hand me the gold.
He's gonna hold on to the gold and stick it in his pocket. So, what'd you say, 159? Or 100, how much?
109.
109, so minus 40, 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Totally wasn't planned at all. Alright. And Zara, I'm pretty sure you could at least get some use out of those daggers. Maybe chuck them at an enemy if you have a chance. I can teach you a good way to throw a knife if you need it.
I know how to throw knives.
Okay.
At this point, Zach just like saunters over and just goes, "Alright, a long way to go. And now I'm tired."
That's fair.
So,
I'll get you a drink when we get into town. To say thank you.
say, die. Oh. Sorry. Over. Hey,
There we go.
so delete. Oh wait.
I think it took the D20.
No, I don't. No, it's over here.
It's right here.
It's right where?
So are we only using the map for like combat stuff?
So for the most part, that is literally what the map's for, is mostly combat.
But-
I am going to be trying to do like building outlines and stuff like that. That way, when you're moving through a city, you can kind of tell what's going on. The problem is, I couldn't find any actual buildings that...
Yeah, I even looked through it for a couple days. I couldn't find shit.
Yeah, like, I couldn't find any that were worked properly. That weren't, oh, load this asset over and over and over. So at that point, I'm just gonna have to write things really quick.
Mm-hmm.
to like
That's
create
probably
boxes
best.
and things like that. So
Man, at least inside taverns, we can use one of the presets that we made.
exactly, but until then, it's very it's kind of a pain. How dare you? How dare? There, didn't fuck it up this time.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So you just gotta give me a moment while I'm drawing line. This is at point in the adventure if you guys want to roleplay your characters while walking through the forest right now. You can do so.
So who's
Hold
gonna
on.
carry me now?
Well, considering
mean, I-
that both me and the green one have sustained a lot of physical issues, I don't think that either one of us can.
I'm good at piggybacks.
There we go. Anna will piggyback me. She climbs up onto your back. How tall are you?
Anna is only 4 foot.
4'2"?
4'6".
4'6". Perfect. Yeah, so I can climb up onto your back because you're about I'm like 2'9", so we're good.
Anna's just trudging along.
I really want to know about these fairies.
What fairies? You keep talking about these fairies. Tell me more about these fairies you saw.
The fairies came while I was sleeping. And trust me, I have horrible nightmares. But they showed me things just getting back up. And now after hearing what's been going on, I have to believe they're wanting me to stop it somehow.
That's a pretty big jump.
I know it seems a little unrealistic to me.
Hey, you guys are all here for the same thing too.
I'm here to find my goddess and talk to her and find this Haiti guy because I was told I need to see him, but I'm here. I'm here to find out why my goddess is speaking to me. This other shit, this is side quest. You know, I'll go with you as long as it helps me find what's going on with my goddess.
But did you see that green guy that came out of the goblin?
He's the one who told me I need to find Hades.
He's the one that showed up as the fairies though.
So he's a fairy.
He brought the fairy.
Not sure if he's a fairy or not, but he showed up in my dream. Told me to hop on the next boat that I can. Told me that if I missed this opportunity, I'd never have a chance again.
See, so it sounds like we're all here for the same reason.
I'm here for the gold and the loot and whatever else I can get my hands on.
I feel like it's same boat, different ocean. Or same ocean, different boats.
Well, I can't say for you guys, but I wanna find out why he brought fairies. I just want to know about the fairies.
I don't know if there's fairies.
I don't know fairies.
From what I understand, fairies haven't been around for quite a while.
You can say they're not real, but I see them all around me.
Right now. You see them right now. All around you.
Well,
Keith is just
sort
looking
of.
visibly irritated.
Hey, gigantic dude.
Mm.
Saj puts his hands over his ears and just continues walking forward.
Gigantic dude. You can't look at me like that.
My name is Keith.
You're gonna be big grumpy to me.
Big grumpy, and lizard man,
Look.
big grumpy.
I think I'm entitled to be a little grumpy considering that I took an axe to the chest today.
Well, I can't help that. You pissed the big man off.
I was
healed your chest,
hoping-
You're fine.
And I appreciate that.
Lala. Stop
It still
complaining,
hurts.
Sissy Lala. Zach. Zara climbs down and runs up to Zach and just starts like batting at him. Zach.
He uncovers one of his ears and just goes, "What?"
Just
Are
a
we
little
there yet?
eager. Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Walk still. So,
Luckily, I don't have to sleep, so I can walk all the time.
Keith just starts playing with his knife. You know, green
There
one.
yet?
No one would know.
Why?
yeah.
Why'd you eat those guys? And you healed a little bit. What happened? What? That's gross. You ate them and you don't even know where they were.
So he looks right at her and just goes, "You know how animals eat raw food and they're fine? There's
yucky.
no issues to them. Now, same thing.
You should really cook your food first. Burn off all the gross stuff."
Survival of the fittest,
She's
young
still just
little one.
tapping him as he's walking, and she's clearly falling behind, like running to catch up, and then just tapping him still.
Oh, sweet Jesus, yes.
And-
Sorry.
and-
Pure leaf, old extra sweet tea.
And
Waits a
that's-
moment and then just like looks right at Zara and just goes, "Get on my back so you can at least keep up."
Anna's out front just skipping along singing about the fairies. I'm gonna see the fairies. I'm gonna see the fairies.
I could not handle more fairies. I was going to stab her.
It's just cover your ears.
When we get into town, remind me to get some earplugs.
So at this point, you are all have been oh nope, that's not. Oh god, hold on. I meant to do this. You've been walking for hours. It seems like you'll never get there, and then suddenly it goes from dense forest to not as dense, and then finally like large clearings of space. So you see a lot of foothills with just like overgrown grass, just like as like a sea of green in front of you. And then off in the distance, you can finally see what looks like a big castle with large walls around it. And around the whole thing is wheat being grown like 360 around it. And as they reach the clearing, Zach sits there and goes, "There it is. We're
Are we
heading."
there yet? Are we there yet? Are
No.
we there?
You see
we
that
there
thing
yet?
off in the distance? That's where we're going. And I would threaten to turn us around, but I'm not going back.
We've been walking for hours.
What do you mean
I'm
we?
hungry.
What do you mean we? We haven't been walking. I have been walking.
She starts pulling on his cloak. Food.
We'll get there. You make it sound like you haven't eaten in days.
You don't know if I've eaten or not. You've only seen me for a couple hours. And have I eaten during this whole time? No.
I mean, to be fair, she is a halfling.
You're right, and that's
What
why
about
I'm trying to get
halfsies and elevensies?
I'm gonna ignore.
And
what
second
you said to
breakfast.
And second breakfast.
that. Yep, gonna ignore it. Let's continue. We don't got that much to go. So, as you get up to the gates, the guards stop you, all four of us. And they look at Zach. They just go, "These the new ones?" Zach just is like, "Sadly, yes." And then the guards look at each other, look at him, and they go, "Are they gonna be issues?" And he just sits there, contemplating
who are these guys?
for a minute or two. It's because they shouldn't be.
Sirs, have you seen the fairies fly through here?
Ignore them.
Josh, do you
Ignore
know
her.
these guys? Who are these guys?
These are the guards for the town.
Do they eat too?
What?
Do they eat?
I would assume so.
I assume.
Okay.
Why?
'Cause
Like,
I'm hungry.
at this point,
She's just being generally annoying and trying to be like all over, like hanging off of you. She's so bored at this point that she's just like out of her mind.
so at this point, as you pass the guards, you see this big, bustling city inside. There are merchants everywhere.
Wow.
There's people everywhere. Constantly people getting in like your face, trying to sell you stuff, or like, just there's a ton of people. And as you guys are walking through, try not to get the guard there. I'm gonna put us here. There are a few in the crowd that match Zach's clothes. You pass one of them right after the entrance being over here. After the rows of buildings start. And then the building that Zach stops at has a crescent moon with a cross through it symbol on the door. And he's like, okay, we need to go in here first, and then I'll leave you to your devices for a little bit while I talk with associates, and we can go from there. Yes, there's food inside. If I gotta hear about food one more time, I'm going to stab my ears out.
Keith pulls his knife out.
Literally
I'm gonna borrow this.
Are you gonna bring back food?
As you guys walk in, you see this is like a church. There are rows of pews leading up to this this big statue in the back. And the statue looks like strangely like the dude that deleted basically the entire goblin camp with chains. It resembles him very highly. And in there, there's a lot of robed people that also look like Zach. They have the same exact robe and getup. And as you guys are walking through, there's two next to the statue. Gonna be back over here. And then there's a few in the pews right now. And then there's one that's like in the back, and he was cleaning some books off. As he sees you guys walk in, he comes to greet you. And he has a very long white beard that goes down, I would say, just below the chest line, so his beard's extremely long. And goes up to Zaj, shakes his hand because he knows who he is, looks up at Zar because she's still on his back, and just with a very warm smile is just like, welcome to our sanctuary.
Zach here said there'd be food. Where's the food, Ao?
They're hungry. Okay. He looks, the old man looks behind him and uses a hand signal, and you see, this one, walk into the corner, and you can't really see what's over there because the statue's in the way. And Zach sits there and goes, yes, there'll be food. Relax. And then the old man looks at the other Anna.
Anna.
Fuck that up every time. And goes, welcome to their sanctuary. Just, we'll have food ready here in a moment. If you guys want to go sit in one of the pews, that would, and just relax for a little moment while we make preparation.
Is there anybody here that can talk to me about the fairies?
Fairies. No. He looks very confused and looks at Zach, and Zach just sits there and looks right at him. Ignore everything she says.
Eve at this point has just walked right past and walked up to the fucking statue, just ignoring everything that's going on.
Hannah goes and sits down.
Zara goes and sits down.
And he's just staring at the statue.
Zara pulls out her lyre and just kind of like fiddles a little melody.
Zod sits right behind Zar and Anna. At this point, the old man smiles and says, just be polite and everything, you know, just don't be rude. And then goes back over dealing with some books in the corner. Now that you guys are closer, you can see a stairwell down over here. That's next to the statue. And this man comes up and comes over to... Oh.
Jesus! Fucking chucked him.
Try to tackle, goddamn. Goes up the stairs and...
Don't look at my god!
He's...
Just tackled.
And sees Keith, and can I offer you some bread and some cheeses that we had down below? There's also some complimentary wine if you want that as well.
Whatever you're willing to give. I'm not picky.
So he gives you one of each. So he hands you some wine and some cheese and some bread, and then says, "Stay as long as you like." Just ever so slightly passes, and then goes to the other two, and it's like same thing of, we have bread and wine and cheese if you, all complimentary of course, if you want some.
Anna sits there and takes a little bit of cheese and the bread. I'll take a small glass of wine.
Okay. And then pass her some wine, and then looks over at Zara.
Thank you very much.
Zara takes the whole tray. Thank you. And then grabs for the cup. Juice? Wine? Wine?
I mean, we have water. Well,
Wine?
wine.
Yes, please.
Okay.
But she just takes the whole tray and sets it in her lap and just kind of like starts chomping on the bread and the cheese. Not really like eating any full piece, but like picking up a piece and biting it, and picking up a piece
He
and
just
biting
leaves
it.
the jug of wine in front of her and just goes, there you go. and just like looks awkward and just like slowly just like walks away.
She turns around to Zachi and goes, "This is the best day. I got a piggyback ride. I fought some goblins. I got some gold. I'm a little hurt, but it got some gold. And look at all this cheese and wine and.
Zot is just sitting with his head in his hands, just like, yeah, you did it, all right.
If only I could talk to my goddess, she would love to hear about all of this.
Yeah, I bet she would. He sits there, starts mumbling under his breath.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Zot, you're my
Make
best
a
friend.
perception
You should
check.
stay with us forever.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception.
Which person?
Both of you.
Oh dear lord.
11.
Perception is a D20, right?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to add your perception bonus.
I have no clue what that's.
It's under senses, I believe.
That is a. Yeah, 13.
13? Okay.
And I got 11.
So Anna hears after he started mumbling, he's just wonder if the god just didn't want to hear you anymore. While Zar didn't hear that.
She's just, Zach, you're my best friend. Thanks for carrying me around. That has been so much fun. And look at all this cheese and bread and the wine. Oh, the wine's so good.
And Zach is just like trying to maintain mental composure as he's sitting there. Keith, as you walk up to the statue, he looks exactly like the dude that came out of the body of the hobgoblin and the man that went up to you in your dream.
I'm just gonna walk up there. Of course, like, I got the wine and the bread. I'm just gonna be slowly sipping the wine and like taking little bits of the bread, sticking in my mouth and just mumbling under my breath like, "Dear, I thought you were just a hermit." You probably didn't even hear that, did you?
I did.
Okay.
For the first time, yes.
Yeah, I realized I was a little bit too far away from my mic, and it didn't trigger.
Zach at this point stands up. It's like, okay, let's just head down. There's no mental capacity I can fucking take. Go. And starts heading towards the stairs. While passing Keith, he taps him on the shoulder and just kind of like gestures to come here.
Keith has got to be a breath of fresh air between the three of us. Just quiet and polite. With like the slight quip every now and then.
So as you're walking down these stairs, it goes from like stone brick. How'd you do that? How in the fuck?
I don't know.
There we go. He's back. How you flipped him upside down and hooked him on, but alright. So
I literally just picked him up.
These set of stairs, it goes from like stone bricks for the first like 2 feet, and then goes to more like cobblestone along the walls. And Gar was asking something, right?
I was asking where we were going.
Zach just sits there and goes, "We're gonna talk to the big man himself to get some answers so we can move this along the road. Maybe I don't have to be around."
Oh, don't say that. You're so useful. You ate all those guys, even though you shouldn't have because they were gross.
Yes, but I'm sure that Zach has his own duties to take care of besides watching us.
Sure, fine.
He turns to Keith and just looks at him and just goes, "Bro, I wish this wasn't. I hope and pray this isn't my thing.
Keith's my best.
My circus."
Keith, don't say that. He can't leave us. He's my best friend.
Anna's just standing there quietly, holding her glass of wine up to her face.
So as you guys are going down these set of stairs, it's a spiral staircase down. And every so often there are torches along the walls, but instead of burning orange, they're burning bright green. And then once you guys get down, I would say a story or two of stairs, it opens to this big room that has this green water all over the floor. And Zotch just steps right in it. And as he is walking through it, about halfway into the room, it's up to his waist, and then he stops. Do you guys just follow him in, or do you guys just?
Keith is just gonna sit at the edge of the water and just watch.
Yeah, Dara's also gonna stand at the base of the stairs and be like, "That looks too deep."
Anna just holds her glass of wine and looks at Zach. And I'm going to go with him, guys. I'll be back.
That's fine. Just don't walk back up the stairs.
Okay.
And as he says that, he holds both his arms out wide and begins to chant in a language no one knows. And this green smoke comes out from under his cloak and goes into the far end of the water. And then as that happens, the water slowly starts to rotate in at the end into a vortex. So eventually it becomes this big vortex at the end. And Zotch is just continuing the chant. Green smoke is going into it. And then as he's doing that, a skeleton shoots out from the water and looks around the room a moment, and then slowly from the extremities first begins forming the skin, the tissue, and the other
bits and bobs.
So on. Yeah, the bits and bobs of everything slowly starts going on and slowly starts clothing as it's doing that as well. Then, after a good 30 seconds, you see the man that was summoned and the ones from all your premonitions floating above the water. And he looks around with these bright green eyes that seem to illuminate the room. And suddenly torches on all the walls that every foot is placed all would glow bright green. And behind him, you can finally see the symbol of the cross with the crescent moon. And he looks around, looks right at Zotch and goes, "Good. You've sent him here. Now we can get started." Looks at Keith, goes, "The thief. Seems like you've had some difficulties."
As you do.
And reaches to his right, and a portal appears, and he sticks his hand through it. And then he seems to be fumbling around with something. And then your backpack comes out of the portal, and he
God damn it. I have to add everything back into my fucking inventory now. Okay, I'll be doing this for a minute.
So he throws that at you.
Obviously catches.
Do you?
I could be mean and roll, but I'm not gonna let. I've already been mean enough of him having to get all his stuff back. So yeah, he catches it. It's fine. And then looks at Czar and goes, "Your goddess is in pretty big trouble right now. We'll get to that during what I have in store and what you guys need to be doing. At least, need is a word. I can't force you guys to do this, but if you want life to continue being normal, you're gonna someone's going to have to.
Will this
You are the ones I chose."
in this will I get to talk to my goddess again? Will she get out of trouble if I do what you need me to do?
Eventually.
Zara
Not at
takes
first, but eventually.
Zara takes her big jug of wine that the waiter left that she just toted with her. Takes a big sip.
Then looks at Anna and goes, or Anna.
Nana.
I'm gonna fuck that up, and you already know it. Looks right at her and just goes, "I'm sorry, my vision was a little much for you.
Very
Seem
fast,
to have
very bad.
lost some of the, how to put it, the sanity that you had is a little unhinged now. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to do that. I just was trying to show you the proof and what will happen if things are left unchecked."
Anna just looks at him, mesmerized, looks down at her wine, and then looks back up at him. Am I dreaming?
You're not dreaming. Looks at all three and just sits there and goes, "Okay. As you may have kind of figured out, I am the god Hades. And I need some assistance from mortals. Someone has taken my place in the underworld. Somehow. We're still not quite sure how they were able to take command. But me and my Reapers will figure out what is going on. In the meantime, though, I need assistance in other places now. I've gathered a ton of adventurers, and a lot of them have come back empty-handed. And I need more and more as time passes. With this being said, Saloon, your goddess, for Czar,
Mhm.
used to help me keep things in check. She helped bring new life when I took the old. Every god has been silent. I've begged and pleaded to no avail. And I can't figure out why.
Zara feel like he's being truthful.
Go ahead and roll a perception. See if he's being truthful.
Five.
As far as you can tell, he is telling the full truth.
So everyone's being silent? What is going on?
That's the problem. Here recently we've had attacks of not just the infernal, but of the heavens as well. Both sides have been killing indiscriminately. Or trying to. With mortals, it's different. Because whoever dies gets back up in a few minutes, leaving their souls tied to their bodies, and I cannot take them. Not like I used to. So now there's an imbalance. And both sides know it. But then both sides are being silent. And I can't get an answer from anything. So there's something going on here that is bigger than the gods, or has the gods' attention to the point they don't have time to respond. So in doing so, I need the help of adventurers, yourselves, to scout out while I'm trying to get things in motion again. In doing so, I'm becoming weaker by the day, though. Where I gain my strength from is souls in the afterlife. And now that is being slowly taken away from me. Just north of here is a place I was going to have adventurers scout out, and they have not come back. And I need another group that's able to go and... Now, I'm not going to ask you this with nothing in offer to return. So, for the thief, this is what I offer you. A lord's worth of gold will be given in the completion of the tasks I have. You will be set to do whatever it is you want to do with that.
He just
You take it
nods.
For Czar, not only will I get your goddess talking again, but I will also have her make you one of her champions, so you can meet her face to face.
She takes another big swig of her wine jug.
I just imagine that wine, because you gotta realize that wine jug has to be like 1/3 of her body.
Yeah.
I just imagine a toddler with their like sippy cup, just like using both hands and like arcing back.
That's exactly what's happening.
Then looks right at Anna, fixed it, and goes, I will make sure that your ancestral home will be left untouched. But only if you accept what you have to do.
What do we have to do?
So far, we gotta figure out why people are coming back. As soon as we can figure that out, and why I can't take the souls anymore, the sooner we do that, the more we can try to figure out why both sides are being silent. It's either I'm not strong enough to get a hold of them, or I'm just getting ignored. But it's really hard to know when I suddenly am losing power by the day and can't. Slowly losing the immortality I was given. As he says that, his hair turns from like black to suddenly having some gray mixed in. And he winces. And never changes. It still hurts. Not to rush you or anything. The sooner we can figure it out, the sooner I can get back to doing what I do. And not die in the process.
Zara looks out to see Zach, see if she can see him. Is Zach coming with us? Is he gonna help us? Because you're not giving us a whole lot of other than go north. So is he gonna like lead us there or?
Hades looks right at Sanch and then floats over to him, putting his hand on his shoulder. The champion of death. I need you to accompany them, whether you like it or not. You
Oh,
are
poor
joined
boy.
by me, and we'll do as I say.
This poor guy.
And then hovers
Zach
back
just
to
shudders.
Yeah, Zach just like looks down at the water and just goes. You can tell he's defeated because he didn't want to.
Zara just happily pats her little jar that's half empty now. Just listen to the sound it makes.
So this whole time that we're having this conversation, Keith just is putting all of his gear back into place.
Anna, are you going with us?
Anna looks over to Zach. Looks at Hades. Looks down at her wine. So the fairies are real. But I'll go. I don't like seeing anybody hurt. And she looks up to Hades. Are you for sure gonna make sure my home's okay?
Yes, I am. You don't have to worry about your home. I need you to worry at the task at hand.
He sounds pretty trustworthy. We should go with him. We should do what he says. He seems like he's telling the truth.
So if you all agree, then the first thing to do is head north from town. Eventually, you will hit a ruin that has been untouched for centuries. The ruin is of Saloon and Shah when they were working side by side. I need you to go check it out and see if either god will listen. And if you can get them to listen. Maybe you'll find something tying everything together there.
Well, now I have to go. It's my goddess's temple. So.
Sorry. Getting all my stuff back added a couple things to my thing.
You're good.
Cool.
As he says this, the tips of his fingers start to unravel and start showing the bone again. He looks down at his hand. I guess time is already up. You all know what you must do. And I need something to move. Whether it be one way or the other. The heavens and the hells are at war. Or going to be at this rate. So I need you to work with the utmost urgency. Unless you want demons and angels fighting in the streets. As he says that, everything begins to unravel at once, and the skeleton plows back down. And the vortex stops. Zach turns around, looks annoyed as hell.
Zara smiles up at him and goes, now listen, I'm not saying it's not a bad thing if everything happens, you know, angels and demons fighting in the streets. I'm just saying it would probably look cool. But I'm so happy you're joining us. My best friend, Zachi. Zachi, Zach, Zach. Give me your old buddy, old pal. Pick me up.
Do I
She
have
tippy
to?
taps on her jar. Her little. Well, I'm not walking up the stairs with this guy. It was hard enough carrying down, but now it's half empty and let's go. By the way, does any of that food heal us?
Yes. So now you are all fully rested, or not rested, but fully healed, and any spell slots you used are back up.
Okay. Yeah, so during that whole conversation, after he gets his bag, he like pulls one of the daggers out, or takes one of the daggers off his belt, attaches his fucking rapier they had on before, slips his leather sling in his pocket, a bag of marbles on his hip, and puts a fucking his short bow and what was it? Oh, his fucking arrow quill on his back. He's just, all right, I'm ready.
Zod sits there. It's like, I have my daggers back.
You know, those daggers look
Yes.
like they're part of the set.
Yeah, my set.
And he hands back the daggers.
He puts them back in his holsters on either side of him. And then looks at Czar and goes, fine. Go ahead and...
Don't forget my jug of wine. She just kind of puts her hands in the uppy motion. Uppies.
You're lucky.
Anna, get in on this. You're short too. Come on. I'm
I-
sure you could get uppies.
Don't think I can carry both of you. And I'm pretty sure our Keith ain't gonna do it.
I just start walking up the stairs, grab Zara by the back of her cloak, and just like lays her over his shoulder. Come on, he's had enough.
Whee!
And as you guys are walking back up the stairs, you hear a loud bang.
Oop.
Uh-oh.
And a lot of commotion suddenly upstairs. Oh, for a moment, my mouse didn't want to move.
And all of a sudden, it was just going.
Yeah, for some reason, it just didn't want to respond. So as you guys get up above the stairs, you see this giant red portal, but the edges of it are like veins that are intertwined and pumping. And the first thing you see is a giant demon walking out of the portal. Hold on. Trying to find it. Is this what I want? Sure. That works. And you see that 3 of the priests that were up here before are already dead and on the ground. And the ground itself below the portal has cracked the stone and burned it, so it's seared along the floor. And the statue of Hades is now in half on the ground. This demon has a flail, large wings, and a tail that's almost dragon-like. And you can just see the big evil smile that he
Well,
has
welcome back, my friend.
while he's looking around. And all you hear is him laughing, and then quickly stops and just goes, "It's time for new rain, and Hades is gonna fall soon." while that's happening, you hear a bunch of commotion outside as well. Can I use...
What's this?
But so through the window that's sitting right here, you guys just see a bright light coming through it. And more screaming outside what sounds like destruction. Demon lock eyes with all of you. And just sees Zach behind you. And points his flail towards you guys. And goes, the champions that he's chosen will fall now. Everyone roll initiative.
Okay. Where's the D20? Found it.
Yeah, let's say it's somewhere over here. I'll bring all the dice over here.
19.
Yeah, 23.
All right. Big numbers so far.
So far? Yeah, so far.
9 plus.
Initiative. That's 3. 12.
Well, Zach's going last. So, let's go ahead and say that everyone got up the stairs and is no longer in the stairs. Or just kind of stacked up, crossed. Okay. So at this point, it is... Who rolled the highest? The
I got 23. That'd be me.
Okay. Yep, so it is your turn. You see this
Alright.
big demon in front of you.
So immediately, he pulls his bow off his back and notches an arrow as he runs off to the right. And he's gonna fire at the dude.
Alright, go ahead and roll a d20.
That's not a d20.
Yeah, this is
That is not a D20, you're right. There it is. Oh.
Oh.
2 plus 5, that's a 7.
Okay, so your arrow's gonna go right past the demon and break the window that was over here.
Whoops.
Right through. And then you hear a Windhelm scream on the other side.
My leg!
Alright. So,
Okay.
anything else you want to do here in your turn?
Put me down.
Life outside.
So we got attacks, 1, got bonus
You need to put me
action.
down.
Nope, that's 2 of them fighting. Okay.
You need to put me down. You're still holding.
Obviously, he chucked her to the side.
That's not obvious in D&D.
No. But I'll allow
No
it
part
this
of it.
But make sure next time if she is on your shoulder or anything, you need to signify
He
you're
was
putting her down. But for
Sorry,
now,
I forgot. I just figured it was assumed since you lined us all
She's
up.
kicking and screaming as you're holding her.
And running to the side, notching an arrow and shooting it, then missing horribly. Get the fuck off me!
yeah. So that happened. Now it's Czar's turn.
She looks at him and she casts vicious mockery.
Okay.
Is that an actual skill that you have?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god, yes!
Yeah.
At 20, let's go!
Okay.
Oh I rolled a 12.
Rolled a 12. Okay. And that's based
But they have to
on-
have a wisdom higher than 14.
They do? To, like,
believe
beat
so.
it or to lose against it? Because I think they gotta make a wisdom saving throw, right? And they gotta go below
It
a
must
14.
exceed a wisdom saving throw or take 1d4 of
Yeah,
psychic damage.
They gotta beat your 14. So let's go
Mhm.
ahead and roll his wisdom. That did not. That's a 5. So that definitely hits. So what is vicious mockery? How much?
1d4 psychic.
1d4 psychic. Okay. Here's your d4. Oh yeah, you use real life dice.
You can
so
roll
go
it.
ahead and
You would roll it since it's his damage.
okay. So took 2 damage out of that. And what did you say to him? What did you mock him?
I said you're smelly, and you didn't even know what's going on. You're gross, and look at you with that mace. It looks yucky. You haven't washed in a while. You haven't washed the mace in a while. You just
Takes 2 damage and looks a little hurt. Visually. He looks at his mace and just goes, oh.
Oh.
So now, because the monsters rolled a 1, so he's going dead last. So it's
My turn.
Yep.
Anna's gonna notch an arrow. Look straight at him. And she's aiming center mass right now.
okay.
That's an 8.
Yeah, that does not hit, and your arrow goes right by him. And behind him is another window, and you're gonna crash through that window.
But home scream?
Nope, no scream.
How come I got the scream?
You rolled a 2.
Because you
Kinda
suck
little
at
closer.
arrows.
Actually, no, I'm proficient with short bows.
You suck. I've grown up on bow and arrows.
Okay.
Oh, I need
So,
to remove an arrow.
At this point, Zach, 2 of his tails pop out. And then he goes and tries to strike the demon twice. That's a 1.
Oh
So
no.
one of his tails, as he is using it, and hits the demon, but then you can see the tail like sit there for a moment and then explode, and the tail just like spreads blood everywhere. But that tail is now non-existent. 6. Okay, so he hits the other one, but it doesn't explode, but it doesn't seem to do anything. And then he sits there and you can see that hurt to a point, because Zach is like leaning on one side now that the tail was on that exploded. Now it's the big demon's turn. So now, going to look right at Czar. We'll walk over to her and try to hit her with the mace.
15.
Okay, so he just misses.
Whoa.
And as he's swinging down and hits next to you, he looks at you and goes, "My mace is fine."
It's dirty.
It's dirty, bish.
So as this is going on, one of the monk with the long beard, you see him get up, but he like there was clearly enough blood there around him that he shouldn't be getting up. He gets up and walks over to the demon, and you see he uncovers his hands, and they're bright blue, but they're translucent. And then this like white fog comes off of him, and then he touches the leg of the demon. Let's see if he actually does the thing I wanted to do. That is a 1.
We are doing
He
terrible
immediately
today.
falls down dead.
He doesn't even fall down dead, but he goes to touch the demon, and where the arm is blue just kind of like turns to water and hits the ground, and he's just kind of looking at his arm, just going, that hasn't happened before.
Never had issues getting up before.
What?
Alright, so that
My arm is
happened.
wet.
So now it is Keith's turn.
Okay, so he's gonna take a couple more steps back, and he's going to attempt to do it again.
Okay.
This is the D20, right?
Yeah, this is the D20.
18 plus, what was it? 5, I think? Hold on. I just closed my screen and plugged it in.
How dare you?
Still wait for me. Hold on. I'm working on it. Yes, plus 5, so 13. Or 23.
So it hits, so go ahead and roll damage.
1d6 plus 3. So 7.
Okay. Do you want to tell me where the arrow hits?
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
But some people like to describe what their character is doing. So you knock an arrow, and you let loose, and he has like scales, and you just so happen to get like in between, like 2 of them, and it jam up in, and one of these scales pops off, and the arrow sticks in. So he's bleeding a little bit.
Can I see where that hit and see that a scale popped off? Can Zara see that?
No, because that would have been on his back, because he's facing Zara
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
Good question, though, because I did not specify.
You end your turn.
Yeah.
Zara's gonna
Yeah.
reach out and jab with both of her daggers. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead and
Um.
roll for both of those.
9.
Okay, so that doesn't hit.
Then 11.
Okay, that doesn't hit.
Oh no,
either.
that's 12. That's 12.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't hit still.
Okay.
So
She's
you
drunk.
go to you go to attack, and that wine kicked in just more than you thought. And as you're going forward, you like kind of spin in a circle, like losing your balance, and then you stand back up, and you're just like,
I did it.
all right. So now it is Anna's turn.
Is Anna able to see the blood?
No. Sadly, this is on the other side of his back, and you're seeing his side, so you can't quite see it.
I think this dice is in dice jail.
Oh no, my headphones are gonna die.
You put
Oh,
them in
no.
dice jail?
I think it's in dice
So Anna notches an arrow and aims right underneath the demon's arm
Sorry, I'm moving them.
Does that need to go in dice jail too?
That's a 14.
Okay, so you do hit.
So I need a
Roll a.
fun.
Yep.
3 is 6.
6.
9.
Okay. So yours does the same thing. It goes, you notch an arrow and you quickly shoot, and it also jams in between two of the scales and sticks in, but doesn't break a scale off. And now it is Zach's turn. So he's gonna get next to his friend here. Then the one tail that exploded in blood, you see it's slowly coming back out, but it's only like halfway right now. And he uses the one tail to attack where the scale is missing.
How much? Oh, yeah. Can he see that?
Yeah, because he can see more of the back of
Okay.
him. Okay, so that does hit. Whoa. Okay, so he jabs it, more blood comes out. Now the blood is noticeable, though, that everyone knows that he's wounded on the back. Even if you haven't been able to see it.
Big monster, then old man.
Yep. So, big guy goes to try to swing his mace at Zar again. That is a 19.
Oof.
Yep. He,
Oof.
And that is a
damage.
10 damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I don't feel so good. That.
So it goes and he swings down and hits like your whole right side and slams you into the wall, and then you pop back where you were. But like something don't feel right. It definitely seems like a lot of things may have gotten pushed out of place.
Yeah, I'm at 5 HP, so yeah.
At this point, the old man, his hand reforms the ice, reforms on make a hand, and he uses both of his hands this time and touches the demon's leg. Let's hope. Okay.
Well, it's not a 1.
Some advantage, because now this is happening. 19. There we go. And I'm gonna roll D2. 9. Okay. So he touches the lower half of the demon's leg, and while doing so, ice forms around the leg, locking him in place and shooting up to the middle of back, so now he has difficulty moving. Then one of the monks that you guys didn't get to see runs over, and his hood falls off. And what you guys see now is someone with bright red hair, doesn't have a beard, he's very clean shaven, and he looks like a high elf, or just like an elf, I guess, in this case. And sits there for a moment, and bright red flames appear in his left and right hand. I'm just gonna go on. Let's see if I can get that to work. That is a 1.
Throw it off the table. Dice jail.
No. Luckily, one of them does hit. So the first one, a serpent of fire comes up on the other leg and dissipates real fast. And then the one that isn't frozen, another red flame snake wraps around his other one, goes up around his chest, and seems to like constricting him. And now I gotta roll damage for that one. That's 10. Okay. So at this point, the demon cannot move. Like, he can only move his arms and his upper like chest. That's it. And you can see that the ice and the fire isn't melting one another, and it's actually just like creating this like weird smoke effect that's going up into the demon's face and wrapping around as it's leaving through the broken windows that you guys created. But it doesn't harm your guys' vision.
But it harms his vision.
Yeah, he cannot see right now.
Nice.
So then at this point,
It'd be
it is Keith's turn.
Let me see here. So we can't necessarily see us too well. He's locked in place.
Yep.
More or less.
Yeah. You also, since Addie's character is where she is, you technically have advantage now, and you have advantage because he's holding, so you just have advantage.
Okay.
For when you're striking, since he's held in place.
I think what I'm going to do, I'm gonna swap from the short bow to just the rapier.
Okay.
And I'm going to use the arrow that is stuck in his back that I got there as a leverage point to kind of like climb up him and
Okay.
attempt to jam the rapier down against his neck.
So I need 2 checks from you. I need
Mhm.
athletic.
Oh, which I am proficient in.
I also need to roll to hit the dagger. So
Okay,
go ahead and
so
roll the athletic first.
5 plus 3, 8. That's not very good.
So you grab a hold of the arrow and you you get to his middle back, but then your foot slips and you can't climb any higher.
Okay.
So you don't necessarily fall, but you don't get as high as you want.
All right, then I'm just gonna wrench the rapier back and just bring it right down wherever I can.
Okay. So then roll that.
10 plus 5, 15.
Okay, so that hits.
Okay. Which one's the D8? Is it this one?
D8. That is this one.
Okay. 5 plus 3, 8.
Okay, so as you plunge it down, you get right in between some scales, and it pierces quite a bit of the way through. And then as you're pulling it out, a little thing of fire comes from the wound, and then more blood drips down his back. So now,
Since I am attached to him, should I do a grapple check as well?
you will do a grapple check once the demon's turn.
Okay.
Yeah. As of right now, you're technically just holding on. And he's big enough that he basically counts as a wall because he can't move. And you were
Okay.
climbing where he couldn't move anyway.
Okay.
That's how I'm.
Try to...
So, do you end your turn, Brandon?
Yes. Did that not... What the hell's up with my mic? Yes, I am my turn.
Okay.
Zara's gonna try to stab him again with both of her dice, or both of her daggers.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
23.
All right. So
And 21.
all right. So both
God
of them
damn.
hit. So go ahead and roll some damage.
8 and 7.
Okay. So you got a 15. All right. So at this point, like, you're hitting him where this fire serpent is wrapped around his leg. Can't really hit through the ice. So you sit there and you cut right below the knee to the point that leg is like he's on his knee now. Using that side on the ground, and the fire serpent ever so slightly goes up and wraps around the arm that doesn't have the mace. Now it is Hannah's turn. If you have nothing left.
Nope, that's it.
So Anna's staring at the demon, looking at everything that's going on beside her and on the demon. Her eyes narrow as she's looking at it. She notches a bow, an arrow.
Is it bad that my brain immediately goes to, I'm gonna chuck this bow at you with my other bow?
Go ahead and roll again. You have an advantage. Okay, so 8 plus
13.
you hit.
This one.
Yep. Okay. So you notch that arrow back and you let it fly and it hits him right in the cheek and just digs in. At this point he's looking very irritated. And right before he could do anything else, a portal pops up underneath him and sucks him through. He is no longer. At that point, you hear screaming outside, but then you hear loud bangs go off. And you couldn't quite tell what happened.
The fuck is going on here?
And now you guys can move freely.
Alright, well.
I should have done it color for those.
Eve is gonna run right out the door and see what the hell's going on.
Zara wants to run up to Zach and heal him.
I feel like Zara should drink that potion that she has.
Zara should drink that potion.
So at this point, so she's healing and so on, and Anna is sitting there. At this point, Keith, when you run out those doors, you see one of the buildings you had passed, this one, is just gone. There is a crater where that used to be. And basically all these circles on the map that you can see right now, there's a crater there now. And you can see the sky looks very different. There's clouds, but in those clouds, there is a part in them that is also just like a round circle that had a lot of light coming through. And then those slowly dissipate. As you're sitting there, there is a guard bumps into you on his way past and knocks you over. And you can see that, like, over here, there's a lot of destruction. Same with over here. You can see, I should have left those markers. I'll just move one. That there is, like, charcoal here that is moving. You can't quite make out what it is, but it's definitely moving. So at this point...
So like this guy?
Yeah. Right there.
Hey,
That little
that's
marker
unfortunate.
is moving. But you can't quite make it out what it is. But it's definitely moving. All the guards are running around, like, trying to do damage control as much as they can. There's constant running back and forth and just people everywhere. There is people screaming still. There's a lot of them that are starting to enter the Temple of Hades. So they're pushing past you as they're going in. Everyone that's inside just sees people rush in. And immediately go up to the statue and start praying.
Right.
Then there's a lot of them. There's just a lot of commotion going around outside.
Alright. Well, considering what just happened, Keith's gonna keep his rapier drawn and go running over to this thing and tries to see what the hell is happening.
So as you get there, a bright light shines like in the center of the crater. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. And those aren't good for it. I don't know if I have any good miniatures for what I want. And we'll just do this for now. So you see this bright white, almost waxy looking creature with wings, but the face of it is a human face. Its eyes are like gouged out, and there's just black sockets, and it doesn't look... It looks like it's in constant pain, but there's a bright light surrounding it, and then as the bright light is surrounding it, it also shoots back up into the sky as fast as it can. But then that thing that is moving is a charred person still alive.
You know, this world that you created where no one can fucking die is a horrible place to live. Because this poor motherfucker is just burnt to a crisp and can't die.
Yeah, he can't die. So, like, that's the thing, is, like, I love this world and atmosphere only because, like, no one thinks, oh, they just can't die, okay. But there's a lot of pain involved in that.
God.
And if you just can't die, that means you can get hit by things and you just won't die.
And there's this poor sap who's literally a fucking piece of charcoal.
Yeah. And
All right. Well, he sees all this shit happening, realizes that's a person. By the gods, what the hell is happening here? And then he, like, reaches over and tries to, or he, like, picks up the burnt corpse and just, like, fucking starts walking back towards the church.
And as you're walking back towards the church, a lot of those fell over, it's fine.
Well, you set them on top of each other.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to. You can just see the line of people, even from other districts of the town, are starting to rush over here. But a lot of them are also injured, and quite a few of them have limbs missing, or like they're just fully charred on one side. I'm gonna guard here. One here. Kind of get how like full it is now. So at this point, you can see that it wasn't just this part of town that was hit.
All right. Is there a window on this side?
There is, but it's just not broken.
All right. Well, he's going to walk up to that window and knock on it and try and get the girls' attention while holding this moving piece of charcoal that was once a man.
So that's Anna. Character.
Anna's gonna turn to the window, look at Keith, look at the piece of charcoal, and go, "Dear Lord."
From the other side, just going to yell out, either open the window or come outside.
I was already on my way out. So she pushes through the crowd of people and turns and heads down towards Keith.
And as you get there, the thing moving in his hands just is like, I wanna die. And then that's the realization you get that that's an actual person, not just like a piece of wood he was carrying.
Oh dear Lord. Oh no. I wish we could help you with.
So as that's going on, Zara and Zach, so as Zara's healing Zach just sits against, like lays back up against the broken statue. And just looks at Zara and just goes, This is only the start. He warned us this would happen. Just happen sooner rather than predict. I think people will start listening now. And as he says that, there's a lot of people rushing, like a lot of people with wounds are rushing down towards the water area. And the monks that were dead are helping guide people that direction. So as Zach is just sitting there, he looks at Zar and just goes, you need help too, you know.
I drank a potion. I'm fine. I'm fine. We gotta go do the thing. Let's go do the thing so the other thing can stop and I can do the other thing. Let's go.
So Zach gets up and then pushes past the crowd. And as he turns this corner, sees that you two are just sitting there. So then he also rushes out and sees what's going on. And as you get up there, you have the realization as well that that is a person in his arms, not a piece of wood.
Well, that's gross and bad and gross.
I couldn't.
Put the not human down.
This is a human.
What?
Zod sits there and quickly runs back inside. And then you see him run back. And accompany him is the old man with the beard. And just, like, says, I'll take him from here. And, like, hops underneath your arms and, like, grabs him. And then you both,
How do I?
inside. You see him running past the window.
Alright, so I'm just gonna.
Yeah, go ahead and put him there. Thank you. And as you're in this alley, you just hear just a lot of chaos. Even nearby and from very afar, you just hear a ton of noise.
Zara, having sobered up from being hurt and healing and kind of just going through it, is like, listen, guys, I know
Ow.
I am done crazy, but we can't solve anything by standing here. We need to move. Us being here doesn't help the people who are not dying.
Keith is still trying to grasp the reality of what he fucking saw at that hole.
Zoch sees that and walks over to him and just like gently like slaps his face on either side, just smack. Come on. It's a lot to take in. You don't gotta take it in right now. I agree with Zar, we do need to get moving.
Do you even know what that creature was that took off? What it could have been?
Those things are, well, what the light is made of. The heavens and hells are not very happy right now. I assume you saw one of them, but there's not much I can say right now. Let's get out of the city, make camp out there, and then I will further explain. But as of right now, we need to move.
Yeah, so let's get somewhere away from the screams. As he's just like visibly shooken by everything that's going on.
Zara walks up to Keith and goes, "Uppies, it's your turn."
He just looks at her. This world's gone into madness, and just fucking walks off.
No, she's determined. She follows after him and goes, "Nope, you need to give me uppies."
Zoch sees this and just grabs the back of her clothes.
No, I can make him feel better.
It just puts her on his back and just goes, "Let's go."
I can make him feel
You can make
better.
him feel better
He needs
later.
a hug.
So at this point, you are all moving at once, and it's just a shitload of people blocking the street, and you're having to push past a lot of people. And you get to the end, and there's this big main road that goes like in a plus sign throughout the whole city. There's technically 4 main roads with a plaza in the middle. The plaza in the middle is completely destroyed. It looked like it was a fountain of some sort because water is everywhere. But there's just a lot of death and a lot of destruction. Well, death with quotation marks, because slowly, as you're walking forward, and there might be someone dead in front of you, and then shortly after walking by them, you hear them screaming shortly after.
Oh, just like this constant cycle of awake,
Yeah,
dead, awake, dead.
Cycle.
Oh, God.
So,
oh, I hate this.
Through the plaza. Zot is showing you the way north and is going towards it. And as you guys hit there is just, even outside the walls, a lot of the farms are still on fire. So there's literally destruction at the vicinity around the castle as well, around the whole town. And as you're going through, there's still some demons around, and that thing that Brandon saw, you see one fly over you guys, and then like start throwing a spear made of pure light at a demon. And then the demon throwing like this infernal chain at the thing flying, and them striking each other, and them hitting the ground as if they were dead, and then getting back up and constantly fighting. And that's just what's happening everywhere.
Oof.
And then Zoch looks at all of you and goes, "We need to take this seriously. We could help or try to, but it won't do any good. those things are not staying dead either. The only reason the one in the church left is because it got hurt enough that it was scared and went back to hell. It chose to do that. We didn't cause it. And then quickly is trying to push you guys further north. Unless one of you want to make a comment here.
Nope. Keith just looks at what's going on, shakes his head, and just fucking keeps walking without saying a word.
Anna's just constantly walking. Her eyes are glassy from just memories of other battles that she's been in. And she's just barreling through everything to get away.
Zara reaches down from Zacha's shoulder and pats Anna on the head. It's okay. We keep going. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
So as you guys walk, you walk for about 2 hours. So you've gotten away from the city. You get into mountain area. So now it's a more mountainous terrain. There's a lot of pine trees and things of that nature. And as you're walking through, there is a cave that isn't deep. And Zach stops there. And it's like, okay, we need to make camps now, so that way before nightfall we can have everything set. And he looks at Keith and goes, in my pack, he reaches back behind him and has this fabric that he hands Keith and goes, those are the tents. I need you to set at least 2 of them up right now. And then looks at Anna and goes, I need firewood. We need to try to go get some. If you need help with that, let me know. And then looks at Czar and goes and puts her down first of all so he can talk to her. And goes, I know that everyone's going through a lot right now. And you're trying to cheer them up. But let them reflect a little bit later tonight when everyone gets together. Talk about it, okay?
It's okay.
What I need you to do right now is go try to find berries of some sort, because we're going to need more rations than we already have eventually. So if we start stocking up now, the better. And then Zach is like, I'm going to go get us some food, like meat, to go along with. So I need everyone to roll a d20.
18.
Right here.
13. Oh, is this for what's this for?
I'll tell you in a moment. 15 for Zach. 10 for, okay. So at this point, what I was rolling was to see the progress everyone got before nightfall.
Mhm.
So Anna got a night's worth of wood, so we'll be fine for the night. Brandon's character, Keith, has gotten 3 tents up. And then you got an 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you come back with, like, your shirt, like, bundling a ton of berries as much as it would hold. And just, like, waddled back towards, like, our camp.
It's
And
like
then
10
Zot
bears.
has a deer with him, like, on his back. And just places it next to the fire. And then as he sits there, he sets up the fireplace with Anna's help, or Anna's help, and they start the fire. And then he starts cutting the deer for the meat. And he looks at Czar and goes, "Do you know how to like crush those berries to make like a drink out of them, or am I gonna have to show you?"
Listen, I may act and look young, but I'm not. She crushes them in her shirt and like creates a wine through her shirt into a cup and like just squeezes all the berries out and then just peels her shirt back and grabs all of the skins and stuff
As
from the
you're
berries.
doing that, Dodge just kind of looks over and goes, "That's a way to do it. Make sure we boil that a smidge before we drink it."
Yeah, I know what I'm doing. She just kind of scurries off with her cup full of juice and her shirt full of
So at
berry
this point,
gunk.
it's whatever everyone else is doing. Zach is just going to sit there and take care of the deer and get it set so that way they can start cooking. Brandon, what does your character do during this time?
So after he gets the 3 tents set up, in my pack I have a bell, and I think I have string. Yeah, I have 10 feet of string, which I assume would be long enough to go across the entrance of the cave.
Yeah, I would say so.
And he's just gonna take 2 sticks, jam them into the ground either side, and make a tripwire alarm.
Zach sees what you're trying to do, and Zach's like, "You might want to hide the sticks."
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
Anything sentient's gonna see them and know what's up.
And he just walks out of the cave and comes back with some, like, shrubbery and shit, and just, like, throws them on there and goes, sits down next to the tents facing away from everyone.
There you go. And then Anna, or Anna, what's your
Anna,
character
what
do?
does Anna do?
Yeah.
So Anna
Hmm?
goes and sits with her back against the wall of the cave and just sits there quietly. Doesn't move, doesn't blink. Due to her not needing to actually sleep, her sitting there is her sleeping is kind of her meditating.
Elves
And
meditate, they don't sleep.
yep. So she sits there quietly meditating. And at some point she just holds on tightly to her bow during her meditation.
And then,
Oh, jeez.
let's say, I would say like another hour passes, and Zach has finally gotten the deer prepped and ready and starts cooking the food. And at this point, sundown is starting to hit. It's starting to get dark out. The fire is illuminating the cave entrance and the cave itself a smidge, and where the tents are, so on. And Zach takes a few sticks, jams the meat through it, and starts like puts them over the fire so it'll cook, and then sits in front of it watching the meat. At this point, you've made the drinks and have done all that. So what does Zara do at this point?
Zara goes and sits by the fire, pulls out her little pan flute, and starts kind of tooting a little tune out. Just nothing like jaunty, but something kind of slow and mellow, just like kind of like a breeze through a meadow kind of sound. Just kind of like a whirring, just soft notes slowly rising and going down, just kind of very flowy. I'm not gonna try to whistle anything. Sorry.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. At this point, Zach is flipping the meat over, and then looks at the two that are being isolated at this point. Looks at Zara and goes, "Go ahead and grab them, if you wouldn't mind. I will start explaining once everyone gets over."
Zara runs up to Anna first and kind of like taps her feet. Anna. Trying not to spook her too much.
Anna opens her eyes. She sits there and looks at Saras. Her eyes are still glassy from the memories. What do you want?
She sticks her face really close in her hands on either side and goes, I think it's lore time. We get to find out everything. And just kind of like whispers this to her. And then just kind of like sticks her forehead on her forehead and goes, it's okay. We find out everything. Everything's good. It's okay. And just kind of slowly, like calmly talks to her. Let's go sit by the fire.
Anna gets up and walks over to the fire and just kind of drops to her knees and just looks glassy-eyed at the flames.
Zara goes and kind of runs up to Keith and taps him on the back. Keith. Keith.
What?
She kind of climbs up on his shoulder a little bit. Hey. Go sit by the fire. Go sit by the fire.
He just takes a long, exasperated sigh and gets up with her still attached to his fucking back and just walks over.
Look, I got them.
As he's still cooking the meat, periodically flips it to make sure it's not burning.
Cooked it because I told him that there'd be germs. Remember earlier? I told him you gotta cook the food or else there'll be germs. You gotta cook the gross things off.
I'm cooking it for your guys' sake, yes. Because I know you can't do that.
Unhinge our jaw and eat people whole? No.
That was literally what I was about to say.
Zach just sits there and goes, yeah. What you saw today was just a glimpse of what the future might hold. Sadly, this isn't the first time, nor is it going to be the last time. Especially if we don't find what's going on. This is the first time I've ever seen Hades lose power like he has. On top of that, I can't even take the souls back to him either. And now I'm having to mingle with mortals, which is extremely different, to say
Zara
the
pats
least.
his hand. It'll be okay.
What you saw today was why death is so important. Without it, there's just suffering. A lot of suffering. For those in the town, even if they were full on crushed, burned to nothing, still alive, still wake up, still gotta live with the pain, whether they'd like to or not. And if this continues, not only will the heaven and hells break open, like you got to see a glimpse of, but Earth will, well, I guess I would say Earth.
Mirror?
The realm will, well, be a battleground for gods to destroy, and mortals just being pawn, just in the way. And nothing will die, so there's no losses. So it'll just be an internal war until something breaks. So the sooner we figure it out, the sooner we don't have to hope and pray that we don't gotta deal with that again. And I know you're probably wondering at this point what will happen to those that have died right now during everything that just happened. No idea. We have no idea if they're just gonna die as soon as we fix it, or did they get a second chance and get to live on? The problem with the latter is even the old dead are coming back, but they're not skeletons, they're not zombies, they come back the way before they died. Whether they were old, young, doesn't matter. They rose back up. Not knowing what year it is, what happened to anyone they loved. But at that point, if they're still buried there, I guess they get a reunion. But this is why Hades says it needs to be helped quickly. And the reason the people with injuries were going down to see him is because he's using the rest of his power to at least heal those that he can. Which is also why he's weakening by the day. But we can't necessarily leave mortals to suffer. And the other gods are silent, even ones that try to preserve life. Something's happening, and we're not quite sure what. Whereas, in the dark as you are, we just got gut feelings to go off of, and things to look at. This isn't the only place he sent adventurers, and they never came back, so... if this one doesn't work out, we got a few more to hit. Let's just hope the first one sends us some form of clues. Now, if you all have any questions, or need to get something off your chest, emotions, things like that, go for it. Just know I may not be the most helpful in some of those departments. I've lived for a very long time, and have gotten to see a lot in that time. This is what's happening now. Isn't as bad as it could be. But if we leave it, it will get there. Speak glad the deer died. I didn't want to have to chase it and then bring it back kicking.
You said that things without souls die.
For now.
That's why the goblins died.
Yep. And like I said,
Goblins
that's
have
for now.
souls?
Theoretically. If you believe in such things, no. Or if they do, whoever's taking control over whose souls get chosen, which ones don't, decide that they are not worth having around. So I don't know why goblins die and humans get to live. Or elves, or dwarves, or halflings. Don't know why they're the ones that get to suffer, while it seems like most creatures and monsters get to die now. Even if they were immortal before, it seems like that changed now.
To me, it kind of seems like whoever's pulling the strings on this is picking and choosing what races or breeds come back.
You're right. And that's the problem that we're having. Who's pulling the strings? Why are they pulling the string? Why are they choosing to do what they're doing? And why are both the heavens and the hells so aggressive of late? It's all things we need to figure out. But I wish I could say that it'll be a pleasant journey, but if we run into other humans, you can only assume what we're gonna have to do to get them to stop.
Keith just nods.
One of you can talk your way through things, because if not, there's gonna be a lot of really bad things that we're gonna have to do to get by. But yes, whoever's in charge
Hi,
of
Leonis.
soul collecting, we have no
Leon,
idea what their
whatever.
motive is or
Hi.
why they're choosing what they're choosing. So at this point, I don't know what to tell you, other than if you have any more questions, just kick them towards me and I'll try to answer to best my ability.
Anna just looks up at Zod. Her glassy stare still in her eyes. And she doesn't say a word. She just looks back down at the...
If you
Keith
have
just
something
moaned.
to say, it's fine. You don't have to keep quiet. It's actually better if you talk. Because then at least we can get through it. Or something.
Keith just mumbles under his breath like,
Anna
bad
just looks
idea to
back
get
up
more rope.
and goes, my original village, everyone died in almost the exact same way. This was when I was just a baby, so I don't know much. But the fire, the screaming, it's all coming back. And she looks back down at the fire.
Fair enough. Looks at
Alright.
Keith and goes, you said something about rope or something?
He just kind of nods as he's just staring at the fire. I was just saying that probably be a bad idea to get more rope if this is the case.
I got about a 30 feet's worth in my pack, so if we need it, we can use it. Hopefully, we just won't have to.
And I 50.
Be good enough then, at least for now.
It's something.
Sarah looks at Zach and goes, are you done cooking? Do we need the fire?
He looks at over each of the pieces of meat and goes, roll a d20 real fast. Is this d20? Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah, they're done. So he gets them off the fire, and using the sticks end that wasn't in the fire, he hands each person a stake.
Zara kind of kicks at
Herself.
the fire and tries to stomp it out as much as she can. And goes, "We don't need the fire. We can put the fire away. We can put the fire away." And kind of looks at Anna. "No more fire. Not for right now. We can put the fire away." And then she casts dancing lights, and 4 little lights go up. They're just softly glowing. "We don't need the fire right now." You can see that she's trying to be very calm and kind of motherly to Anna because she's clearly going through some shit. So she's trying to like wrap her up in a blanket and just kind of coddle her a little bit.
Kind of there. Still taking everything in. Looking where the fire was. Lost in a day.
Zach looks around and just doesn't go near one of the tents. He actually starts looking outside of the cave, the entrance, and just kind of sits up at the mouth of it alone.
Zara kind of pushes Anna towards one of the tent and says, "I'll take third watch," and goes into one of the other tents.
Keith just lays back and looks up at the lights that are floating above him. Not really caring if he's on the floor or in a tent or anything. He's just laying there.
Anna doesn't move much to Zara's push. Sits.
Okay.
Zara just kind of nudges a little bit and then wanders into her own tent. Kind of like she was trying to, but gives up quickly.
Okay. At this point, is there anyone staying awake?
Anna. She doesn't.
Well, I meant like, can I pass time, or is it someone still wanting to do something? Let me phrase it that way.
I mean,
I rest.
Anna's can.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty content.
All right. So at this point, a few hours pass. At this point, I'm gonna say Zar wakes up from sleep. Because she said that she was gonna take third watch, and at this point, gets up to do so. As she's walking up to the cave mouth, she just sees Zach with a needle and thread, and has his cloak in front of him, and he's working on it. And what she can see is on the back is the symbol of Hades. Seems to have been burned into his skin, right underneath his left shoulder. And he doesn't to like notice that she is even like walking up.
She kind of just walks up and sits next to him and pulls out her lute again. Not her lute, yeah, her lute. And just kind of starts strumming a little tune and just kind of looks at him and goes, "At least your god talks to you."
Yeah, I guess. But you make it sound like I ever had a choice to begin with.
That's
As he's
fair.
sitting there sewing up the holes and you can tell he's had that cloak for a long time because there's a lot of patchwork throughout.
She kind of like rolls up her sleeves, and you can see some scars on her arms as well from like abuse as a child. You know, cuts on her arms, poorly healed. And she goes, "Not all of us have choices. That's true, but you do what you can with what you got." And she stands back up with her lute and just walks away, humming softly, and sits back down underneath the lights.
At this point,
She's still looking out at the opening.
yeah, Zach is still just like sitting up there and just sewing stuff up and getting it back to better working order. Now I'm going to pass time a little further if everyone else is content.
Yep.
Okay. And as the morning sun rises up, for those in the cave, you can't really tell. But then Zach slowly saunters back down and starts like tapping people on the shoulders and just like getting people awake. Brandon, you notice immediately that your armor has been repaired from when the axe went through it. Anyone's armor or anything that had holes in it or gashes through it or have been like sewn back up.
Zara looks up at Zach and kind of like nods. Does the sup nod.
It's like it's a new day. You can just get moving, pack everything up.
I love how we put up 3 tents and only one of them was used.
Currently, yes.
Did you guys sleep well? I slept so well. That tent had just the cushiest mat in it. I don't know how you got it in there, but it was so comfortable. You guys slept well out here, right? Did you sleep in your tent? No? Okay. Well, I slept great.
I don't sleep.
Sounds like a you problem.
I prefer not being in a enclosed space, as you can probably imagine as to why. Oop, and I kicked over shit.
Around through everyone and just, yeah, I can understand everyone's point of view. All right, let's go. So he starts going to the first tent and putting it down.
Zara runs up to her tent. Hey, I'll deal with my tent. Fuck off. And she starts kind of slowly taking her tent down. And she shoves it in her bag. Doesn't even give it back, just shoves it in her bag.
Okay, so you just like don't even take it down. You're just like shoving it in your backpack.
Well, she tries to take it down and then just gives up and just tries to shove it in her backpack. Exactly. Breaking poles.
Oh, what is going on with
You
my
gave it to
mic?
me.
Ah,
It's not picking me up half the time. It's weird.
damn. But at this point, to be continued.
Be continued.
Sounds good.
So, just like the last session, I'm gonna ask, what did people like? What did people dislike? How are people enjoying the story so far? Stuff like that. Any input from the peanut gallery?
God damn it. My fucking mic. I hate this. It's like, oh, I'm gonna work here. Nope, not this time. Oh, I'm gonna work over here now. Oh, not this time. All right,
Fair.
give me a minute. I'll be back.
I'm not having a problem.
Nah, whatever. We'll just ignore them. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it. Hopefully we'll be doing this again on the same time, but I'm not exactly sure. The first episode, if you are wanting to watch it, is over on my YouTube.
So sure my house is haunted. I don't know if I've ever told you guys this.
Yeah, I think you've told us that a
I
few
believe I
times,
have my
you told us a few
YouTube.
stories about it too.
I believe
Which
I
is,
have my
you know,
YouTube posted
I'm always
in
along the lines
my.
of fuck that, not dealing with that, fuck all that.
Dude, there has been some shit going on during this session.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I think my YouTube is posted in my profile. So if you want to go watch that, you can. This one will be posted up in the next couple days. Anyways, that's it for me. Thank you for hanging out. Now,
So
see you
real,
later.
I hate